Ladies and gentlemen,
now tuned into the motherfucking greatest.
This is the Hype Reality Podcast. HypeReality.com.
Hey, welcome to the Hype Reality Podcast. Latest one we got. This is number 2. My name is Emilio, a.k.a. Triple D, a.k.a. the Dominican Dirk Diggler, along with Mr. Ephraim.
How you doing?
We got a lot to cover today.
We are coming on the air right now because ABC News can now project that Republicans will take control of the Senate. As we've been saying all night long, they needed 6 seats to win. They have picked up the 6 seats right now. It comes from the state of Iowa. So that means that Mitch McConnell will become the Republican leader of the Senate. Republicans also holding the House. They will be facing a united Republican Party facing President Obama for his final 2 years in office.
Looks like we got a fucking full Republican House and Senate. Mr. Obama.
Yeah, if I was Obama, I'd be shitting bricks.
Balloon knot tight right now. Like, that shit is so tight. Oh man,
That's just gotta be like hindsight is 2020 because when he started, he had both the House and the Senate.
Right.
He could've did whatever the fuck he wanted to do, and he threw a lot of people for a loop when he started attacking healthcare and reforming it, which is, you know, important. But also at that time, everyone was taking jobs.
right.
And now it's like the total opposite. He's like in the twilight of his presidency. And now you got to deal with these motherfuckers that like you to begin with. But now they're the majority. So they're really going to push your shit in, I imagine. So keep your head up, black man. I don't know what to tell you.
It's crazy because, like, it's kind of in a weird way because there was that article that came out almost months ago, I think now, with the New York Post saying that Obama's like the top 3 worst presidents of all time. Like, even worse than fucking George Bush. And it's funny because when people started hating George Bush, they voted all those goddamn Democrats into office to kind of, like, you know, cut off that part, like, limit the amount of more fuckery he can do. And it's almost like the same shit kind of happened with Obama. I don't, in any way, shape, or form, think that Obama's anywhere in the same realm as that fucking asshole. But... And it's, I don't know, man, because you see these polls. Like, I watch Bill Maher. I watch Bill Riley every once in a while. I watch every once in a while Hannity. I watch Colbert and all them. And they throw out the polls, and it's like his numbers are like his ratings, his approval ratings are like fucking 38%. They flux 38, 41, 44. All nothing flattering.
Yeah. I mean, in general, they usually go down around this time anyway. Like, a lot of people are tight about something. Like, now at this point.
You got senioritis now, man.
Yeah, it's like, hey, man, fuck this guy. Let's put someone else in there. Like, that's generally how the shit goes.
How the pendulum swings.
Yeah.
I, for one, have no say in it technically because I didn't vote like many other young Americans that are not white and or rich or like this is something.
Tend not to vote during the midterms.
The midterms is for Republicans. Republicans flourish in the midterms because you have to have like George Bush in office to really get Democrats to vote midterm.
It's not as sexy as the presidential election pause. Like, you can't rally as much support behind it for whatever reason, even though like a lot of these midterm elections are a lot more important in terms of like
very much so.
In terms of your representation in your state and who
Seems
gets
like
that
those guys
say.
are able to do a lot more than our goddamn president is.
Yeah, exactly. So in all reality, those guys have more power and more say over your life than the actual president. But people flock to the presidential elections and miss out on the midterms. And the Republicans seem to know what's up during that time, and they tend to run house.
And look, when you get right down to it, that's what this campaign was really all about. It wasn't about me or my opponent. It was about a government that people no longer trust to carry out its most basic duties.
Right now for Congress, I think people like herpes more than Congress. I think that was in one of the polls. There was a number of things people liked more than Congress. Like, yeah, there's definitely herpes was there and cockroaches. Those are 2 things. God damn. They didn't do shit. They didn't do shit the whole goddamn last like 4 years, 4 years, whatever the fuck it was. They haven't done shit. They have been the least productive fucking Congress probably in history. Like,
I go with that.
It is fucking ridiculous. And now we have like Obama's like, okay, so now what the fuck do I do here? Even when I had friends, all of those assholes turned their back on him when the fucking campaigning started.
Oh yeah.
Because none of the Democrats wanted to be seen with him, which I thought was fucked up. Like, you mean this guy that got rid of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, the guy that got legalized damn near pot around the world, like around the United States, damn near like gay marriage is coming normal.
Got Osama bin Laden.
Oh yeah, killing that bin Laden dude, that was pretty cool. Killing all these other goddamn terrorists, quote unquote. You get me? Like healthcare for all. Yeah, that asshole. That's the guy you want to turn your back on. You guys are pieces of shit. Like all you guys, the minute the Citizens United thing was passed, our fucking whole political system took even a bigger shit. Like everybody's just another arm of the corporation, some corporation, somehow, some way. And it's like now the power of corporation and lobbyists is more powerful than any one of those little assholes in that goddamn house. Like it's seriously.
Yeah, there's too much money in it or whatever. This shit is everywhere.
Why the fuck is there $1 billion in a goddamn campaign? Like, are you fucking kidding me? So one guy could talk shit about the other guy in weird voices and like this is advertised, this is approved by. This is like, it's fucking stupid.
Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez tramples on basic human rights and silences critical media. He's also said, if I was from the United States, I'd vote for Obama. Chavez, Putin, Castro, Obama secured the dictator vote. Does he have yours? Campaign for American Values PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I think it's fucking horrible. But I didn't vote. I didn't go out there. I didn't put my voice to paper. You get me? Like, so I guess I don't mean shit. Like, that's the only problem. Like, it sucks that I'm not sure it's our generation.
Well, I think like the not voting thing is one aspect of it, but I think in 2014, we have to grapple with like you're saying with the Citizens United thing and the amount of money that's getting poured into our election cycles. That's what's really overpowering and really dominating the message. It's much more than just, hey, you voted, you can say something. You didn't vote, you can't say something, because at the end of the day, it's being corrupted, in my opinion, a lot of way by all these special interests and people that are pouring in money and drowning out the message. Like a lot of these billionaires and companies are going into these like fuck ass districts across the United States and propping up these people that will benefit their agenda with all their money that we don't even know where it's coming from or who's sending it and the exact amount. Like it's all this dark
like
money that's
fucking ballsy ass Koch brothers. Like those guys are pieces of shit. Those guys are pieces of shit. Like, it just sucks that they're able to be pieces of shit. Like, they shouldn't have the ability to be pieces of shit on the level of their pieces of shit. Like, the amount of money they pour into, like, they pick who goes into office in these areas that affect whether or not they, like, whatever affects their business, they just form a movement, find some kind of fucking lackey or some fucking idiot to damn puppeteer, and they just do it, and they lie to people, and then when they're confronted by it, it's just like, hey, man, sucks to be you, because I'm doing pretty good right now. Those Koch brothers are like 5 and 6, the richest people in the United States or some shit, or like I think they rank in the world.
Yeah, they're up there.
Both parties suck dick.
Yeah,
like both.
Yeah, there's billionaires on the Democratic side too that pouring money into these elections and to get their way.
Yeah,
forward
both
and
parties
like
suck.
Like, I'm not for either one of them. Like I'm not for like I'm against money being poured into the political system at that amount. Period. Like I think that's just ridiculous. We need to know who's putting
they need
money
enough money
and how
to make
much
those
money
stupid
is getting
fucking
poured
signs, run those fucking commercials, and rent out those like abandoned rehab centers or whatnot to run their campaign. Like, that's all the money they fucking need. Besides that, it should be all grassroots efforts and a bunch of college kids chipping in, thinking that they're doing something right and interning and shit like that. That's all a campaign should really be. Like, the budget of a campaign should not be more than a Snickers commercial. Like, that's kind of how I equate it. Like, whatever you could do with that amount of money, you should be able to run a campaign with. Like, you don't need all this extra shit. And I'm amazed. Like, it shows that, like, with the Mitt Romney situation, the motherfucker got over $1 billion in campaign funding.
It's crazy.
When he went against Obama, and he still fucking lost. Take that, you sack of shit.
Well, there's a lot of people eating off the fact that it is the money, other than obviously the people and the agendas they support, like TV. Like, they don't want, honestly, they don't want to see this shit go away. You know how much money they're raking in, like, off these fucking ads that these candidates have to run in order to even have a chance at winning. a chance at winning. You don't even win. You can blow Mitt Romney dollars and you can still lose the shit, but like they're just making bank. Yeah, so there's a lot of people got to get checked in order for this shit to change. But whatever, I'm off talking about these fuck asses.
Let's go into music.
Kendrick Lamar live in the studio.
Kendrick's in the building, baby.
Yeah. So you know we recently heard you singing one of your favorite pop songs recently, right?
I love this song.
Which one? Shake It Off?
Shake it off.
Yeah.
Shake it up. Shake it up. Hay's gonna hate.
That's really you?
That's me.
That's your song.
That's me. I like that song.
So I like that song too. And we know that you're really good at the ciphers and the freestyle. So we said,
oh man,
what if we got one of the best lyricists to freestyle over one of his favorite pop beats?
Kendrick Lamar confessed his love to Taylor Swift's Shake It Up song. And I'm not going to lie, that song's tight. I like that song.
Shake It Off.
Is it Shake It Off?
Shake It Off, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Gotta come correct.
Shake It Off. Kendrick Lamar confessed his love for Shake It Off, Taylor Swift song, which is a good song. I like the song. It's fucking catchy as shit. I don't know why. It seems like every time she released a video, I became more and more prone to thinking of having sex with her face. But like, I never thought she was attractive, but it seems like she's starting to wear on me. It's like, I think that and actually appreciating her music to a certain extent. Like, I don't like mind that single in particular.
Well, I think in terms of her attractiveness, I think it's like with anything, like any kind of good drug dealer, like you probably will keep pushing on you. Like
eventually,
you're eventually gonna cave in.
I still think Emma Stone's ugly as fuck. That didn't work. That did not work. They tried. Emma Stone is one fugly gargoyle.
Everyone go with
woman.
ugly, but she's definitely. I would go like regular. She's a regular chick. You can. There's not like a movie star quality about her.
She's like like you know Toad from the X-Men.
Yeah, man, come on. She's not
like, there have been like the Toad in X-Men Evolution. She's like a female version of that, in my opinion.
Nah, get the
to
fuck
me,
outta
she's
here.
like a female version of like the monster Zarbon.
God damn. Nah.
There's not enough makeup and Revlon to make me think she's attractive. But the Taylor Swift is starting to look better to me. Anyhow, Kendrick Lamar, he went on some radio station. Was it in Austin?
In Dallas, K104.
And talked about how he liked the song and whatnot. And then he actually, on the fly, did this thing that rappers used to do called freestyle.
K-Dot, you know that he's hot. I can do rhythm, hip-hop, I can do pop. We talking about the black, we talking about the brown, we talking about the white. It don't care who you around. It's all about the positivity when you with energy. If you lose me, then you know that God will witness me. If you see me, then you know that you can't intimidate me or beat me. You can see we go for the energy.
And I thought it was fucking horrible, but... Yeah, it was fucking horrible. I didn't like that shit at all. I don't even know why the fuck he did it. Like, I guess obviously the pressure of being on the spot. Like, hey, just do this, Kendrick. You can rap, right? Yeah, I can rap. I ain't doing this shit. Nah, you're gonna do this shit. Dance. Like, he did this awful freestyle to the song, and then nice little Taylor Swift posted on her Instagram page the next day, her singing, not singing, lip singing to Kendrick's backseat freestyle, right? Ironically enough, there was no N-words in the part that she was lip singing to.
Very
well done.
Good job, Taylor Swift.
Well done. But my whole beef with this is besides like the awful freestyle, like. But that's a more opinion thing. Like that's probably just my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't think the freestyle was that bad. I thought it was straight, especially like you said, coming from an era now where most artists, if they go to a station to promote their single or whatever, and they spit a quote unquote freestyle, it's very much like a thing that's written or something that's from a verse from a song that they're going to perform later. He actually went off the top. You can tell very much right off the top of the dome and spit whatever he was spitting, and it wasn't terrible. It was straight. I thought it was cool, and yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Like he held his own. I mean, he did not do that.
Anybody could have done that freestyle. That freestyle was not that. My name is Kendrick Lamar. I got bars from Mars, and I like stars and cars.
But he's rapping
fast
over
cars.
He's rapping over
race
this
cars.
beat. It's not your traditional boom bap like classic hip hop beat to freestyle over. It's Taylor Swift's pop song, and it's pretty fast paced. So I give him that. It wasn't terrible. I probably give it like a C+, B- at most. Definitely not the greatest thing you ever heard, but again, it's
I
coming
give it
from
like a SD plus.
The fuck is that?
Suck dick plus. But like I don't want to write out the argument, but like my issue is like, why is that a headline that he likes Taylor Swift's song? Like, is that? I'm wondering if it's really just like, oh, this gangster rapper likes this nice little white girl song. Like, no, I'm not gonna not the race yet. Is it just because like this gangster rapper? Well, he's not even gangster. Whatever the hell he is. This rapper likes this pop song and confesses it publicly, or is it because it's like quote unquote like thuggish Compton fucking dude, black guy likes this prissy little like white girl country music kind of star music? Like, is that like really that befuddling to people that this guy would like her song?
Well, I think it's a little bit of that, and I also think that the people probably on Kendrick's camp aren't stupid. And this little white girl has some heat behind her right now. Like everyone already knew before she went off to go sell over 1 million copies of her latest CD that it was going to do high numbers. So he's kind of in a little bit of a promotion mode. He hasn't dropped anything significant. Yeah, he had a video come out for a single.
I love myself.
Yeah, but like it's pretty smart. I feel like for the only person that's going to be like selling 1 million this year in record sales. I think it's pretty smart to kind of align yourself with
that.
That
just sucks because like then what's the like I don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure he likes the song for real.
Yeah.
But like then you just kind of think about like, so what's the purpose of him saying that? Is like strictly to get a couple more followers, to get a couple more people like on. Like,
yeah, it's a good look.
Get a little bit of shine.
It's a good look.
It's like I get it. I'm almost guaranteed Kanye West wasn't really that much in love with Lady Gaga's music when he announced that fucking Monster Tour.
Right.
Or as 50 Cent called it, the Gay Tour. But you know what? Like, I just kind of befuddles me. Like, I'm almost guaranteed most of those gangster rappers aren't gangster rappers. A lot of these rappers are a bunch of jits that are like probably at most 5'3", like 120 pounds and rap about the same bullshit. You get me? And most of them are on that techno, whatever, gay pop shit anyway. So like, it shouldn't really surprise anybody to hear somebody that's just being honest. Like, yeah, that song's tight. I like that song. Like,
yeah, I get you. I get kind of annoyed too that like a lot of big companies and brands, when they try to do like maybe a commercial or whatever, like that's still like an angle they choose to use. Like it's not hacky at all for them. Like, oh, let's get this really white person to rap for us this gangster rap song, and look how funny and cool that is, and or look at this white girl, she has rhythm. Like that's so, oh man, that's so trendy and hip. Like get the fuck out of here.
This is outdated as fucking Chris Rock's fucking black taxi cab jokes.
Nothing more racist than an old black man. You know why? Because an old black man went through some real racism. He didn't go through that I can't get a cab shit. He was the cab. The white man just jumped on his back. Main Street.
I'm gonna tell you right now, one of the most like fucking racist shit I ever see is whenever a white dude tries to be quote unquote gangster. Like anytime I see that shit, no matter what, even if it's funny, that shit is still racist as fuck to me. Like they fucking button up their shirt all the way to the top, like, hey, how's it going, homie, or some shit like that. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, even if it's funny, that shit is racist, like, in my opinion. Or if they like Southern music a little bit too much, like, if I hear them like really, really, really bumping 3 6 Mafia or like 8 Ball MJG, I was like, you're liking that for the wrong reasons. I know that right now.
Wait, what's the wrong reasons?
I don't know, man. I think they like that fucking Bojangle type shit, like the fucking the jive and wait, hold on,
shuck and jive type shit.
Yeah, man. Like they like these guys acting like goddamn retards, like this whole goddamn like. And not to take away from their music, like AJ, like 8 Ball and MJG and like 3 6 Mafia had fucking awesome music or whatnot. But it's so funny that like they gravitate towards like the most dumbed down whatever shit and like stay the fuck back from anything with thought. Like they were on Mos Def.
Well, I don't know. I think it goes both ways. Like
Miss Fat Booty. but not mathematics.
It goes both ways. Like I would disagree because like a lot of people gravitate towards like the Southern rap style music because it's basically party music. Like all they're talking about a lot of times is drinking, clubbing, which is a big part of the culture. Obviously, we know we grew up in the South, and like, but at the same time, like the real hip hop heads or the backpacker people, like you go to the Mortal Technique show or Most Def or all these little people that people. Yeah, it's fucking white people that go to there and they're out there like on some like fuck the man type shit, or they're at least supporting these people musically and going to selling out these venues for them to make their money. They may not be the ones on the front line catching hell from like police brutality or whatever these little issues that these guys are raising, but a lot of them are very much in tune to it, more so than your average whatever 17-year-old black kid who's probably can listen to the radio anyway. Like, so it cuts both ways. I can see why maybe more people would be more in tune to the more party MC type shit instead of some fuck the man type shit. But that's people in general.
Tuesday.
That song's tight. I like that song.
Oh man. But
it's also very real. I feel like even though you can the pessimist in me can say like or the cynic in me can say yeah it's just a publicity stunt and the PR team's kind of rolling this out, but that's just real. Like you go through anyone's iPhone or their iTunes or whatever, there's going to be a lot of different shit on there.
I got some weird shit
that you wouldn't think would be on there. People are listening to music. Music is so accessible, and there's really no divisions in what people are listening to now. And so it shouldn't be that surprising. For a lot of people, it still is. And the fact that it still is kind of annoys me.
It throws me off a bit.
But whatever. Shouts out to K.Dot and T Swizzle.
I just love, like, the whole, like, the little shuffle that they do, like... You have people that are really candid, like now Kendrick Lamar, or you have Eminem, or you have JayZ or Kanye. Like the minute it's album time, all of a sudden, like, open book. Hey, how's it going, guys? Hey, what do you want to know? What do you want to talk about? Like, they automatically just like want everybody like to dwell, like just dive in, and it's strictly for fucking album sales. Like they don't give a fuck. Like what the stupid questions you're gonna ask them is gonna be like. Okay, wipe right off the shoulder. Like that's kind of just what it is. Like they don't give a fuck. Like they're doing this to get a little more attention, get people still buzzing about them, and then they go back to the Fortress of Solitude. Like they get the fuck off.
Those three people you mentioned, like Jay and Eminem and Kendrick, I think are naturally kind of introverted people, like or personalities. Like they're not really into the being seen and whatnot, but they know it's a part of their job, or someone on their team knows it's part of their job, so they force them out of their little bat cave to come out and answer some questions and give you guys something so they can go back to doing what they do.
Added tip is like you have like Eminem, like who does not do interviews with like anybody. Like he does shit with that Zayn, whatever the motherfucker's name is on BBC. Same thing with JayZ, same thing with Kanye. And then like Kanye, when he does go on Sway or did go on fucking Breakfast Club, it's almost like he fucking, I'm not gonna say he regretted it, but like he definitely got butthurt over it. And JayZ is almost running out of avenues to promote his shit. Like he's been on every outlet possible. The motherfucker was on Rap Radar. Like that's fucking blowing my mind that this guy was on Rap Radar. I think that's past him. I think like he's past all that shit. Like I understand him doing like a Bill Maher or doing an Oprah or doing like, I think he's on that kind of like that level of shit. And then like if he does music like radio or some shit like that BBC thing makes sense to me because for some reason British stuff is like classier or more like elitist or some shit.
Yeah, but you can't lose the streets. You can't lose the streets. And also
that guy's fucking Beyonce. He's not gonna lose the streets for a long time. Like anybody could lose it. Right. But I'm just saying like I think him going on Rap Radar.
I think it's a credit to Rap Radar and then the guys like Elliot Wilson and those guys whatever. Like they've definitely set their game up and they become a go-to for a lot of people. So it says a lot for them. But I mean, JayZ's kind of he's in a unique position. Like and anything this guy does, especially at this point, like I mean, not to whatever.
Guy just bought Ace of Spades.
Yeah, not to like get on some like ride JayZ shit or whatever. Yeah. Pause like. But like, hasn't been a precedent for it set. Like, there's other people around his era that are still rapping or still prominent, but there aren't that many people that can really claim to be on his level and making kind of moves and doing the things for the culture that he is. It's a very small group, and like anything this guy does really is setting a precedent for, hey, this can happen. Oh, he made a clothing line. Oh, we can do clothing line now too. Oh, he's promoting alcohol. We can do that shit too. He's, fucking this huge pop star. Oh, we can do that shit now too. In terms of like people involved in hip hop and other rappers under him.
I find like people talk about JayZ more about his accomplishments outside of rap than rap. Like when they talk about like JayZ's the greatest, like JayZ's the best rapper ever. Why? He owns a basketball team. What the fuck does that have to do with rap? He fucked Beyonce. He's married Beyonce. Still nothing to do with rap. Nothing that you said has anything. He's rich as shit. Again, nothing to do with rap. Like
all of it came directly from rap, and from this guy who had nothing, who had a lot of the cards stacked against him, in according to his narrative of him being the street hustler from Marcy Projects, and to ascend to that level. Like all that stuff does count in my opinion. It doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, if you're just judging, if you want to narrow down the focus to just technical ability, then you can close the margin a little bit. But all these accomplishments are directly from rap and the things he's able to spawn off of that. Like he didn't come into rap with a clothing line or a Canadian sitcom that was airing, that was popular. Like he came in there just off his skills and was able to achieve those things. So to me, they matter.
They don't.
They do matter.
They definitely don't. The fact that he owns a basketball team does not mean that he's the greatest rapper. The fact that he has $500 million doesn't mean that he's the greatest rapper. It means that he's accomplished a fucking lot, and he probably did rap, like he got popular or whatever, and made this platform. Like, look at all the shit Dr. Dre is doing or whatnot. No one said shit about him being the greatest rapper.
He gets started with the
first
greatest producer,
rap billionaire.
Greatest producer. Anyone want to get a Dre beat? How much are they going for? They're not cheap.
They don't happen anymore.
Yeah, because he's exclusive. Like, and if you talk about one of the greatest producers, his name's gonna get.
And even when his name's on the beat, that's not even his beat anymore. Like he doesn't really do it anymore. Like he has a team, but nonetheless, like no one throws that up. People say he's the greatest producer. They're gonna go because he did next episode, or he did this beat, or he did that beat. They're not gonna go. Because he has beats, like the headphones. They're not going to say that. Like, they're going to say, like, a particular song or a particular body, like an album or some shit. Like, with JayZ, they'll be like, oh, he something not rap-related. Like, he made a fucking Blueprint. If someone says that, okay, you have a legitimate argument now because that is a body of music that is pretty fucking good. And it's hard to, like, most people's albums aren't gonna, like, other rappers or hip hop heads cannot really compete with that level of music. You get me? That's a better argument. But like these like material things and all this other shit, like, yeah, it's cool that he had that as a platform to get to all this other extra bullshit. But like when you're trying to say who's the best rapper, how about we talk about music and musical accomplishments? He can go for days on that too, but no one ever says that. Like,
nah, I think it definitely does count. I mean, KRS-One has the whole thing about like the elements of hip hop, and obviously expanding from just b-boy and DJing and breakdancing and shit like that. Like JayZ and Eminem, like to me, they're in a lot of class of their own in terms of like their accomplishments. But those things count to me. Like JayZ moves culture, and he's moved culture of like consistently for years. The guy said fuck auto-tune. That shit was dead. The guy said fuck Crystal. I mean, I couldn't afford that shit anyway, but a lot of people just stopped using that shit. Like people recognize that, and people flock to that. They know what's up, and so all those things matter to me, and all those things are a direct line to his rap. And he wouldn't be able to achieve those things if he wasn't rapping at a certain ability. I'm not saying you have to think he's the best, but when you're talking about the best, I think those things have to come into the conversation.
He's made that argument, like. And that maybe you give him credit for that. Like he's made that a part of the argument over the years because he constantly says in his lyrics and shit like that, blah blah, that like these things matter. Like you say you want to do this, I've done it. Like he constantly does shit like that to keep your mind thinking like he's ahead of the game, and he puts these certain things in your head so that these things become a part of the argument, a part of the conversation. Like all that they do outside of rap is fucking great. That's fucking cool. Whatever. You can talk about him having 11 fucking platinum albums. That's pretty fucking cool. Still, I would rather them when they argue like who's the best rapper, like talk about just bodies of work, talk about their actual music, than all this outside shit. Eminem has a radio station. I've never heard anybody be like Eminem's the greatest rapper because he owns Shea 45. I've never heard that. You know how crazy that is? He doesn't have to go anywhere to interview. He just goes to, I don't know, Sway or DJ K Slay or DJ Envy. Like, these people work for Eminem. Like, that is crazy. That's all a great accomplishment, but that does not affect his rap ability. The fact that Rap God was a freestyle, that's cool. Like, that's more of an argument to me. Like, that's why I like Nas and his minimalist approach. Like, no one says, oh, he works with Hennessy. That's fucking cool. Like, he's definitely top 5 now or some shit. Like, it's because he made fucking Lost Tapes or Illmatic or Stillmatic or he made Ether and took a big deuce on Jay-Z's forehead. Like he made these songs, made these bodies of work. Like, that's where I think a rap argument should really lie. Like, it definitely helps to have these accolades. Like, it definitely makes Jay-Z seem a lot goddamn cooler and bigger in the conversation that he fucks Beyonce and that he has $500 million and that he owns Kevin Durant and some other people. Like, those are all cool accomplishments.
Right.
But, like, strictly music, bar for bar, shit like that, like, I'd rather them talk about, do you know what the fuck that man said on fucking Renegade? Or do you know what the fuck this man said in Takeover? Like, I fucking killing you ants with a sledgehammer and shit like that. Like, that's fucking awesome. That's, yeah, he's had a lot of bar, blah, blah. Anyhow, man, fuck Jay-Z. Keep going.
There is one Victoria's Secret ad that really has some customers heated. The ad for a line of Body by Victoria bras that promises the perfect body. Many feel that the phrase used over the scantily clad models sends the message that these women have the perfect body. One girl tweeting, quote, "What gives Victoria's Secret the right to say what a perfect body is? Stop body shaming." A petition has been launched demanding an apology and that the ad be changed.
Yeah, so Victoria's Secret made some headlines recently with their new campaign ads that were out. Basically, they had this campaign where it was slated or titled "The Perfect Body," and had all these skinny, models out there in their Victoria's Secret underwear with the caption "The Perfect Body," and a lot of people got really tight about it.
A lot of people?
Yeah, a lot of people. A lot of people, starting with these people out in the UK, these 3 students who ended up starting a Change.org campaign, and they got over 29,000 signatures basically to have, quote, "apologize for and amend the irresponsible marketing of your new bra range body." Basically, them not feeling comfortable with the ad that was
I wish
out
we
there.
had photos of what those people look like.
Why? What does it matter? The message.
I think.
Anyway, they got over 29,000 signatures from across the world, not just the UK or the United States, like everywhere. And around that time, Victoria's Secret took wind of it. They didn't apologize, but they did change the caption on the photo to "a body for everybody." And that was basically their response to the campaign and all the shit going on. So some people feel like it's a waste of time. Like, why are you getting so butthurt over this ad? Other people feel like, the way Victoria's Secret is promoting their shit is kind of tone deaf to what real women and what real bodies look like. And they're preying on these insecurities of these women to, sell their underwear. And other people feel
we
like
have a culture that is dedicated like false idols. Like, people love like reaching for something they will never grasp, or like they love to like have these like illusions of grandeur and shit. Like, you walk down 34th Street, you see these ads all day.
Right.
Their actions speak louder than any of these fuck ass like whatever the title of that ad was. You get me? Like, those are the same girls that are on all these pictures all the time with fucking wings and shit. Like, they're angels, like half naked angels. Like, they're already saying that every goddamn month when they let out a new ad. Like, they're showing these same girls in these same bodies and saying, "This is hot." People are looking at us like, "Yeah, that's hot." And it's kind of what happens. Like, whether that actual brand, when they put that particular thing, like perfect body, whatever, actually struck a nerve because they actually put words to these actions. But they've been doing these actions for quite some fucking time. Like skinny, okay, not too big of titties, but big enough for the frame. All right, little petite girls, fuck. Any dude would want to bang. Any girl would want to bang these bitches. Like, you look at it like it is what it is, man. If you had, like, you look at like any of these muscle magazines or shit like that. If they had Michael Cera on the cover, like, you want to get big, like, I ain't gonna take advice from that little bitch. Like, you're gonna want somebody like the fucking Rock or some shit, and that's just it's these false idols, like people you idolize. Like they achieve something, you want to get the same. These girls got that particular body type. Maybe it's Pilates, maybe it's something. Who knows what the fuck it is? But it was just like, I think what really pissed people off is like them putting that actual name on it, like calling it just that.
The caption really set it off. But also, like, I mean, I agree. Like companies and brands prey on our insecurities as men or women to look a certain way and feel a certain way. But with women, you probably feel like they're probably bombarded with it a lot more, and there's really no relief set in sight. Like, I know I've known guys personally, and like I feel the message in general too is like a guy could be a little overweight or could be a little ugly if he's still successful and still achieve the same level of happiness and still get that same Victoria's Secret model on that billboard. But girls don't really have that luxury, or the message is not that like, oh, don't worry, you can be a little fat, you can be a little ugly, just as long as you're smart and successful, you'll still get a guy that looks like The Rock. Like,
yeah, man, look at all those dudes in those Armani underwear campaigns. Those guys, fat titties, bad hair everywhere, like hideous fucking assholes. Like, I get exactly what you're saying.
I see those ads too, but I don't know. Maybe like
I haven't seen Jack Black in any of those yet, or like fucking John C. Reilly. Like, you see. Yeah,
we need to eliminate it from perspective. But honestly, when I walk past like the Gap or Express or some shit and see like these male model dudes, I'm just like, I just look and I just keep it moving. It doesn't really affect me. I don't know. Like maybe I'm just tough skinned or whatever the fuck, but. For a lot of women, they felt different. Like over 29,000 over this one fucking ad. You
know what that is in the population of the fucking world? That's a burpee. That's like not.
But that's like in a matter of days, whatever. And I think it's also like kind of speaks to like how brands are so scared off by anybody saying anything bad. Like now that everyone has a voice with Twitter and can outrage and can reach these news outlets, like any kind of like negative,
any kind of backlash.
Yeah, any kind of backlash. So it speaks to that, but. I don't know. I guess we'd have to have a woman that feels this type of way to get her full perspective on it. But I'm a little torn by like I do feel like obviously we know the media does shit to alter these women's looks, and they are clearly preying upon these insecurities in order to sell product. And obviously it works. Otherwise they wouldn't be doing it.
Right.
But also, to be fair to these companies, like they're companies, they're not moral agents. Like they're not out there to tell you what to look and how to feel. They're trying to sell something, and they have a brand. Like that is what they're about. They're about skinny, hot, looking white women in lingerie. That's their shit. You go to fucking the Lane Bryant article or some shit.
Yeah, go there. Go to Rainbows or some shit like that.
They have their shit. Like it's not about like being more inclusive or doing what's right. I agree. There should be more diversity in terms of like representation. But at the end of the day, these are companies, these are brands. They're not.
I would say like I'm not a girl. I've seen these girls at fucking Victoria's Secret. And it's all kinds of different girls buying that shit and all kinds of different titties fitting into those beautiful bras. It's just the way it is. They go and buy the shit because of the way they look on these fucking girls. Right. It's just the way it is. Like, just like when you fucking see these people wearing it goes for this. You do it for guys too. Just for some reason guys don't get their fucking dicks hurt whenever they see a dude in better shape than them or something like that. It's like, God, what can I be that way? Like,
yeah, it's like
do a couple more push-ups even though it's not gonna help.
Ways. It's like it's more aspirational.
I don't know, man. Maybe I just look at it from a different angle. Like, maybe it's a guy thing. I don't know. Like, when I look at, say, for example, like you look at these dudes that wear like that campaign for Under Armour or some shit. They wear these tight ass fucking like thermal whatever shirts and shit. That shit is like skin tight, and the dudes are fucking swole as shit. So it actually looks kind of cool. You're like, damn, man, I need to get me that. That looks like it works. Like, yeah, I need to wear that shit. Or it can keep me warm or some bullshit. And like that's what draws you to it.
And it's also it's a lingerie line. It's not like they're like selling like cookies or some shit. Like that's what they're about. They're trying to sell sexy and sexiness.
Amen to Victoria's Secret. All you basic bitches, basic fat bitches, eat a dick. Do some yoga. Watch some more Beyonce videos and aspire to be better. Like I don't know what to tell you.
Or you can sign this.
Just do better. Like I don't get it. Like I know you can't. There's not enough workouts that make your tits bigger. I understand that. There's not enough workouts that make your ass bang. Like you get me. Like I understand that. But like just be the best you could be. Like it doesn't have to be whatever the case is, and that shouldn't like really. You shouldn't have to put any kind of energy into this. Like that, I think is so stupid.
So like, I understand what they're saying. Like, and maybe Victoria's Secret, in order to be a company and to survive, they're gonna have to start expanding their reach in terms of who they reach out to. I understand that a lot of women don't look like this, and a lot of men don't always find this attractive. But for right now, this is what their brand is, what they're about, and I'm not really mad at it.
There's other brands. There's other shit. There's other things you could look at or put your energy towards. I just think. That's just fucking stupid. I'm going to boycott men's fitness, all those guys in good shape and they eat well and stuff. Like, fuck those bastards. I don't have to look like you. I could be the best I could be.
With my fat ass, big bitches in the club. Fuck the skinny bitches. Fuck the skinny bitches in the club. I want to see all the big fat ass bitches in the motherfucking club. Fuck you if you skinny bitches. What? Cute.
Yeah, well, that's all we got for today. Thanks for tuning into the Hype Reality Podcast. Tell your friends, your cousins, your mothers.
Share us on SoundCloud. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff coming soon. So
watch our YouTube. We'll start posting some videos soon. Yeah, man, just spread the word. Thanks for tuning in. Get at you guys next week. Same time, same day. Peace.